I have often said that the lure of flying is the lure of beauty. Amelia Earhart.
Flight. The eagle's view. Just over a century ago, this perspective escaped us. Luckily, times have changed. Seen from above, Idaho's diverse landscapes seem even more expansive. Wilderness areas that could take weeks to walk. Desert canyons that could swallow you whole. On the ground, it would take a lifetime to explore Idaho's wild places. Soar with us over some of the West's most spectacular scenery as we experience Idaho from above.
The mountains are calling, and I must go. John Muir.
Mountain country. It tugs at the soul. It makes us feel small, but more importantly, it makes us feel. Idaho's mountains have beckoned man for millennia. Since the earliest Native Americans walked these slopes, fur trappers followed and found fortune, survival, and indescribable beauty. Fortunately, many of these ranges will stay this way. Today, Idaho contains more contiguous wilderness than any state outside of Alaska. If mountains are Earth's monuments, then the Sawtooths are Idaho's own memorial to all things big and beautiful and wild.
In a country where nature has been so lavish, To set aside a few rivers in their natural state should be considered an obligation. Frank Church.
The Salmon River. Her waters are the blood in Idaho's veins. Set inside the Frank Church River of No Return wilderness area, the salmon runs wild and free. The Nez Perce consider Salmon River country sacred for its sustenance. Steelhead and Chinook salmon make a 900-mile journey from the ocean to spawn in these waters, completing a circle of life thousands of years old.
Wilderness is not a luxury, but a necessity of the human spirit. Edward Abbey.
Hidden away from major highways, the White Clouds may be the most spectacular mountain range most Americans have never known. Recently declared a wilderness area, the White Clouds are now permanently protected to retain views like these.
Of all the paths you take in life, make sure a few of them are dirt. John Muir.
Southern Idaho is desert country, big country. Wide open vistas over a sea of sagebrush, rocky crags, and juniper bush standing silent watch. Idaho's deserts offer critical habitat for dozens of species of wildlife. Pronghorn may be the fastest land mammal in the Western Hemisphere, but a simple fence will stop them short.
In every walk with nature, one receives far more than he seeks. John Muir.
The Selkirk Mountains straddle North Idaho's panhandle. The massive range, part of the Northern Rockies, extends for 200 miles and reaches into Canada. In winter and spring, prevailing winds push maritime air all the way from the Pacific Ocean. The moisture cascades like waterfalls. On the Idaho-Montana border, the landscape rises up to form the heavily glaciated, rugged peaks of the Selway-Bitterroot Wilderness Area. Here, man is a visitor, and the cycles of nature go on undisturbed. These are some of the last remnants of America's wild landscapes that once stretched coast to coast.
You don't know what you've got till it's gone. Joni Mitchell.
Idaho is blessed with space, room to breathe, room to think. But we must never take it for granted. Advocates for Idaho's wild places have helped protect landscapes that benefit us all. We need these undisturbed places, spaces that inspire us, nourish us, and keep us whole. Protecting Idaho's special places is part of our heritage and will become our legacy if we let it. Here's to keeping Idaho wild.